Okay, so we've got to move these around, these textures, to where we want them. And the easiest place to start is the face. If we go to UV Editor, we've got this handy dandy editor right here. What we're going to want to do is kind of dock it over here. We should be able to just grab this right here and place it somewhere in our user interface. You'll see it kind of highlights there like that. And then we could get rid of our outliner. We want to be able to see both at one time. We can also dock this UV toolkit in here. It may come in useful. Again, UVs have been, I think they're pretty difficult, especially to teach them to someone that's new. So I'll try really hard to slow down this process as best as possible. You see here though that we do have this block that is the front of the head. Now what we can do is make selections on our geometry using these component tools. So I can go to face, select this face, and I can put a projection on this, a UV projection. So I can project on any piece of geometry I want or the whole thing. So if I go up to create, I can create a planar projection. Now this is where it's important to understand that there are three axes. There's the X, Y, and the Z. All right, and we'll be talking about that a lot. It will make sense if it doesn't already. You have X space, which is left and right. You have Y space, which is up and down, and you have Z space, which is back and forth. All right, so I'm going to want to assign this a projection, and I'll just hit planar and see what it defaults to. Okay, and I want to select that UV that I just created. So if I go to UV shell, I should have a shell right here. You can see that is not going to work. Now if I scale this out, like I'm just using the scale tool, or R hotkey, and then W to move it, I can move it where I want it, like that. And then I could scale it to fit. And I can move it right onto that face texture there. All right? And I want to get it just about perfect. Something like that. And now you see we've got Minecraft Steve's face. It's a fairly simple process, but it does overwhelm a lot of my students. And you can tell I'm a little bit off here. So let's go back here and just move this over a little bit, scale it like that. That's about perfect. Now we've got Minecraft Steve's face. All right, that is the process. You're going to want to select the polygon you want, and you're going to do a projection on it. And depending on where it is, we may have to change which type of projection. So if I create, and I hit this button right here, you can see that we created one on the x-axis. We can create one on the y-axis or the z-axis. Okay, keep that in mind. Right now though, we're just working with the x-axis, and we're going through that process. So we'll stop it there. In the next one, we'll continue the same exact process. Again, slow it down, replay it if you have to. The UV editor is complex. UVs are kind of complex, but they will start to make sense as you do this more and more. Just trust me on that and keep going. I'll see you in the next one.